Hey everybody, this is JT from Bluff Creek Outdoors. This video that I'm going to do is on this tackle bag that I use. It's made by Piscifun. I might be mispronouncing that a little bit, but that is Latin for fish and fun, of course fun, fish fun. The company's only been around since about 2013. You might hear my daughter in the background. She's my little fishing buddy, but we try to keep family around when we're doing things, so she might be heard or seen or whatever. Dimensions on this is 12 inches by 8.7 by 4.3, and it's 1000 D nylon. It's got some molly webbing up front. I don't necessarily use it for that. I've been able to keep it pretty clean, and what I'll do, I'll go through and show you how I have it loaded down. It's pretty good. I really haven't tested the waterproofness of it, other than it's had a little bit of rain on it, but I've never dropped it in any water or anything like that to see if there's any other type of intrusion on the inside. And everything was dry during the rain. But on the outside, you got the sleeve that comes all the way through, and you can tighten it up right here. But I use these, hemostats for the remove hooks and stuff from fish's mouth, and I keep it on this retractor because I always have it out, and I'm tired of losing these, so I'll keep it on that, and I'll clip it on this. You can see a loop field for a hook and loop field, so you can put patches or names or whatever you want on it. There's also some right here, and then I also keep this tucked in the side for my wacky rigs and my Neko rigs. We'll do a review on that later if that's fine. And then hookies. If I'm it just helps me tie hooks. I don't use it a whole lot. I don't have to use it, but you put a hook inside and it helps spin hooks around. It's got a little line cutter on it. And that's pretty much all I keep right there. On the inside, it fits perfectly. These power baits, the big power baits, it'll hold on to 3 of them. Perfect. And I do a lot of crappie fishing, and these things, I go through these things like candy. And of course, these trout ones, I don't fish for trout, but these are pretty good. They float, and just something a little different to have in there. But that's all that's inside of there, and it holds it really good. I mean, it's perfect. Up front here is the pockets. It probably goes up, like I said, just past my knuckles there. I can fit all my fingers in there. But it's I use this for a junk drawer. I don't toss out any line. Like if I'm putting leader on my rods or reels or whatever, then I don't throw any of that away. If I see some on the ground, I pick it up, and this is just kind of like a catch-all trash bag for me. And like I said, you gotta excuse my hands. I still have some paint on my hands where I was painting some crankbaits earlier. Up front, I have it. I keep some of my jig bodies for my soft jigs. This is kind of, I guess, more for crappie and panfish. I've caught some bass on these here, but it's this is kind of like a backup. I don't use the stuff in here that much, but anytime I need a different color or whatever, because crappie are really sensitive to colors and whatever they're feeling like during that day. And then I also put this in here. This is made by Leland Lures. They make trout magnet and crappie magnet, and of course the panfish magnet. Probably about 80% of my tackle is from Leland Lures. I really like their company. This is really good. You can stick it in your pocket. It's really the hooks are pretty small, and the lure bodies are small. This is kind of the medium size for them. I use more of the bigger sizes, and you'll see when I get further in depth with that. About 10-12 bucks. And then I keep some extra bags of stuff that I don't normally use. This is of course crappie magnet, and I don't normally use these, but I do have them because I don't have a boat, and these are made to skip underneath docks to do dock shooting for crappie, and I don't have a boat to do that. I have a larger boat, and it's not very practical. Now I also in here I keep this. It's from a fly rod, fly fishing and stuff. they'll use these like you can see here to put flies on it, but of course I put jig heads, and I got some down here that I've painted myself and some store-bought, and I have it just absolutely packed. It's got a little spoon here, some tungsten ice weights or jigs, and some Lindy rigs, and of course I have a crappie spinner bait there. But it's got Velcro on the back, and there's no Velcro on the inside of this pocket, so it's pretty much empty now. But it has two compartments right here, and then one that's got kind of a mesh feel to it, and that's where that Velcro. I could probably put some Velcro on there and it'll do better, but it holds on there, and it's not going anywhere. So that's that front bag. And to the main compartment, it zips down probably, I'd say you probably have about another 3 or 4 inches on the side left, so it's pretty clamshell open. And I keep these planos in here, and I keep 2 of them. This one's more for my bass fishing stuff, and as you can see, I have some of my top waters, and then some of these are the ones that I've painted, and some here that I painted. But all the stuff for my Ned rigs and hooks and sinkers, I'll keep in there. Let's see, I forgot what class these, what model planos they are. It's a 3950. It's tough to read there, but it's a Plano 3950, and it fits in here perfect. And of course, as you can see, I fit 2 of them. This is all my crappie magnet stuff from Leland Lures, like I said, and I use their stuff all the time. They're my main go-to. And this was a Christmas bundle they put together, and it fit in this Plano perfect. Of course, I have some extra floats in there and some pegs for my slip bobbers, but all of my jigs and several other items of theirs in the back. Let's see, you have to excuse my daughter. She likes to fish too, but I also have some spinner baits that I use for my bass fishing. I keep them there. They won't fit in these planos just because of the way it's designed. But I have an old worm binder, and I just keep it in one of those envelopes that I pulled out of the worm binder. And then in this up front is where I keep all of my finesse rigs that I use. I use a lot of Z-Man stuff just because it lasts a lot longer. And so there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 packs of soft plastics in this one right here, with the 2 planos and then the little small thing of spinner baits that I have. So it's a pretty good size. In the bottom, like I said, it'll clamshell open. And then on this side, it's designed for a water bottle, but I have just a rag because crappie will get slimy, and it's just a rag I help keep the slime off my hands. And this D-ring in this loop, when I have it kind of like in, I would say, chest rig mode, and I have to rig my pole, I'll stick the butt of the pole in there to hold the pole while I am. This is one of my ultralight rigs. While I'm rigging something up, while I'm tying on the leader or something like that, I can stick it in here, and it's kind of in chest rig mode, and it'll hold it. And if I put this D-ring on it, I'll put this D-ring right here. It's not the best thing for this D-ring because, you know, I don't want it to break my pole, but I'm pretty cautious. You know, when I'm walking around a dock, I can carry a pole here and a pole in my hand, just as long as I don't hit it on anything, so this D-ring won't break this or abrase it. I don't do it too often, but there's probably another system I could come up with to fix that. So if we go over to the other side, you can see that I have my leaders that I have. This is monofilament. It's more from Trout Magnet Leland Lures. It's just 4-pound mono, and then I have 8-pound fluorocarbon, and this is what I use for my leaders when I'm finesse rigging. And then I have a knife here. It's just an older knife that I've used. Just keep it there, just a pocket knife. This is where I normally keep my scissors, but I've lost my scissors, and then I keep a pair of pliers on top of it, and you can see they have a strap to hold it down. And then in the back there is another compartment. You got some mesh here to help with cooling, so you don't sweat on it too much, and it's padded. And then on the inside of that I keep more plastics. These are some of my, I guess, my more go-to bass plastics that I use. The soft plastics. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and this is kind of, these raised tails are in a hard plastic one, so they hold their shape compared to the other ones, you know. But so I have almost 10 bags worth of plastics in the bag, and of course all the other tackle and stuff that I've shown you. On the bottom there's a spot you can probably put a knife in there, but I use the bubble blades for my fillet knives, and they won't fit, and I'm not going to put them on there because those bubble blades are pretty expensive knives, and I don't want it to fall out and me lose it. All these other little straps I don't really use. The only strap that I use is the one I showed you earlier, where I put the fishing pole in it. But that's pretty much it. I've had it, like I said, I've had it for a few months. If the company ever sees this video, the only thing that I've noticed that I don't care too much for, and it's not a big deal, is anything elastic. It's wearing out pretty quick. It's gotten pretty soft on me. But I really can't think of anything I don't really care for here on this bag. I think it's pretty good. I got it off of their store, and I think it's like 26 bucks, 25 bucks from their store. They also have other things there, like I have the device to put the line on my reels to help keep it from getting too much line twist, and I'll do another video on that. And it's pretty good, you know. I use it a lot because I like to change out my line and keep things pretty fresh there. But I'll do a video on it later and show you how it loads up, but I'll just, when I get ready to put more line on. But that's pretty much it. It's, as you can see, it's a lot of tackle. It's borderline overkill, but like I said, it has a lot. I can put a lot in it. Of course, with me doing a lot of panfish stuff, I get a lot of smaller things in there like these, you know. But so check them out. It's Piscifun.com, and they have several different items on there to purchase. And thank you.